At this point, A Couple of Cuckoos Season 2 has just crossed its halfway point. As we know, Season 2 is going to contain 12 episodes, unlike Season 1 that did have 24. Coming up this upcoming Tuesday is going to be episode 8 of the second season. And it looks like once again we have a short little preview of what the episode will contain. So I thought we should definitely go on ahead and check it out and see what we have in store. And here we go, guys. So it looks like we have an invitation right here. And I do know what this invitation is for. So again, guys, we'll leave a like. And shout out to all of our early commenters here supporting A Couple of Cuckoos. So, currently I am on episode 5 of the second season at this moment, so let's full screen this here, and yeah, oh my god, we gotta check this out. Man, I am a little sad because this is episode 8, obviously, and there's a few more episodes to go, because after this episode is going to be, I think, 4 more episodes left until we eventually hit the finale episode as of episode 12. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and press play and check it on out. Let's go. So we do have our invitation here. There's I and her grandma. Oh yeah, because she had the mail. Oh dude, look at... There's Mr. Segawa! They're gonna do some sumo wrestling. Man, I can't wait to see Sachi barge in. Nice smile. Oh! Dang, this looks amazing. Nagi looking absolutely crazy looking. Looks so dapper. Everyone has great outfits going on. Super fancy. This is amazing. Oh, that hits somewhere. That hits somewhere down here, guys. Let me tell you. Honestly, guys, there's not too much to talk about here. It is mostly going to be based within one storyline from the looks of the preview. Obviously, I'm not sure if they're gonna continue forward because pretty much from, like, I want to say the beginning to the end is pretty consistent, like going from, you know, event A to C, or B to C to D, E, F, G, and like all those things within one single chapter, or let's say even 2 to 3 chapters. I don't really remember. But the thing is, this is all pretty linear right here, which is interesting because most of the other previews that we got were kind of scattered, like a trailer should be, you know, like one scene here portraying you know, event B, then one scene over the next scene after that portrays event, you know, E, for example. I don't know. Yeah, this is pretty linear, which is very unique to see. This is our first look at Mr. Segawa here. That's pretty interesting here. Yeah, by the way, guys, after this point of the videos, you know how you know the drill, guys. Spoilers after this point. So if you'd rather go into season 2 blind, you know, we saw the reaction, and right now we're going to talk about the scenes that we see right here. So yeah, you have been warned. So yeah, guys, this is an invitation. As you can see, it does say invitation. Durr, Blue Jay. But this invitation is for a wedding ceremony. This wedding ceremony is actually going to be a fake wedding ceremony for Nagi and Hiro. And why are they getting married, you may be asking? Well, you should probably know. But the thing is, this episode is going to cover the pamphlet area within the story. The pamphlet belongs to Megiddo Shrine, and they need to get it updated, and they need a promotional image to promote the wedding ceremonies that they do hold. So with a lot of begging and pleading from Nagi eventually, well, and Hiro too, they both get their way, and they want to pose as the husband and wife. Well, actually bride and groom, more specifically, actually. Yeah, they want to pose as that, and Mr. and Mrs. Segawa keep saying no. But the funny thing is, Mr. Segawa eventually gets on board. And yeah, this is Ai's grandmother handing her the mail, which is an invitation specifically sent to Ai. Really nice to see her grandma again. Her grandma actually appeared in episode 5, which I did see just the other day, so that was really cool to go on ahead and see. So who's getting these letters? Well, invitations rather. Who's getting them? Well, it will be Ai and Sachi, specifically, but there's also going to be sending out some invitations to local people to pose as background people within the you know, the seats of the wedding ceremony so it looks filled for the photo. So that's what it's all about. And yeah, Hiro, this is a scene, this is gonna, I don't know if this is where the episode's gonna begin, but whatever it is, this is where Nagi wakes up here. So Hiro, he wakes up and sees Hiro standing here. And what does she say? She says, "Good morning, Umino. Let's get married." Which was crazy to see the first time. So hopefully it'll be as crazy the second time here as well. Here's Asami, aka Hiro's mother, and she's looking absolutely unimpressed. I don't know what this is tied with. Obviously, I know the context of what it will be tied to. Specifically, it will be tied to either Nagi or Hiro asking to pose with each other in the photo, or maybe she's looking at her husband, which could be the case because he does appear in the next scene right here. For those of you who do not know, once again, Mr. Segawa also sort of pleads to his wife to allow Nagi and Hiro appear in the pamphlet photo for the wedding shrine, or wedding ceremony actually, so that's pretty cool. And here's our first look at him. It's interesting how they're not showing us his face, just like the back of his head, so we know he is coming. I do like Hiro's face down here in the bottom, well, not the bottom right, but on the right side. She's just looking up at this giant not monster, but he's a bear pretty much, as he's described by Nagi. So she's just looking up at him. It's just so adorable, like, oh my god, with her big ol' eyes. And Nagi's obviously quite terrified of this bear that stands before him. And obviously, as we should know, Nagi and Mr. Segawa do indeed get into a sumo wrestling match, quite a few actually throughout their time together. So this is going to be one of them, possibly the first instance of that. I am very curious though, because the manga never did showcase Mr. Segawa's name. He's only pretty much gone by Mr. Segawa or my husband or something along those lines. So I am curious if the anime adaptation is going to redirect course and somewhat add a name for Mr. Segawa after all these years. I am very curious if they're going to do that, and fingers crossed guys, I do hope so, because I am wondering what his name is, and I've been wondering what his name is for quite a long time actually. But anyway, that's gonna be really cool to see. And this is Hiro. She's saying like, "You can do it, Umino." And I think we should know what happens next, obviously. So it looks like here we have Sachi. Judging by the background, it looks like we have a lot of dishes. So this may be within the Umino Tai kitchen area. I think maybe Sachi's washing the dishes right now. For those of you who do not know, within episode 5, since then, Nagi and Erika have not been home, which made Sachi, you know, have no reason to really be there, so she did end up going home, and it looks like that is going to be continuing all the way to episode 8, because the two of them are still not even home yet. This looks absolutely amazing. So over here we do have Nagi and Hiro, and they are dressed to the T in some very, very fancy clothes over here. Nagi especially, he's very rarely ever seen to be wearing anything fancy, pretty much only in his and other people's imaginations or hallucinations. So this is pretty cool to see the actual Nagi being you know, dressed up to the T right here, which yeah, looks absolutely amazing. I think his hair even changes, not here but like somewhere down here area, if I recall. Wow, he's very not embarrassed, but you know, he's overly joyed. Over here we got Hiro with a really nice smile. I cannot wait to see this in action here. And over here we do have the shadowy figure down the red carpet aisle, and obviously over here we do have Nagi. The person in the black silhouette over here is actually Hiro, as we can see right here. She is wearing a very elegant shrine gown here. There we go. That's a really killer shot right there. I do love the shadow being casted from the hood. Pretty much nose level, and then down is like sunlight. I'm actually curious to see what Yukari, the talking horse, or the sacred horse, is going to, like, is Yukari going to be here? If I recall, I think he would be in episode 8, but obviously they didn't show anything from Yukari as of yet. But I do think, if I recall the contents here, that Yukari, the sacred horse, will be here. And there we go, we do have Nagi with a little different of a hairstyle right here. So the sides of his hair is sort of like flowing to the left and right respectively, and the middle, actually I think the middle is a little more curved. Yeah, I think it is, and a little more shorter from the looks of it. Interesting. And then we have the two of them together. Nagi's all panicking and Hiro's like, huh? Oh, what? That's really cute to see. And then here we have Erika. So at one point Erika is going to appear here because also she was invited and received an invitation to this fake wedding ceremony, and I'm pretty sure the invitation did say fake as a little disclaimer or something like that. And I think Nagi actually kind of not yells at her, but to some degree he tells her, you're not supposed to be, be dressed more flashy than the bride, which is kind of funny because she is Erika Umino and that is what she does. And then over here looks like we do have Ai. She is also dressed up in some very, I think that's a Chinese dress actually, if I recall. That's what it was. Obviously it's not, I can't see too much, but I do recognize the top shoulder area, and I think it was a Chinese dress, which is a very cool touch, especially to add to Ai, because for those of you who may not know, Ai and her family, when they left Tokyo, they went to China, and then the family had a falling out, and they all went their separate ways, unfortunately, but that's neither here nor there. And it looks like here is possibly the wedding ceremony being held right here. Wow, this looks awesome. I'm really happy that actually they did not show, as of yet, Sachi barging in saying, stop the wedding. Again, I said this before, and I don't know the pacing or where episode 7 has ended off. Ergo, I don't know where, or I wouldn't even be able to predict where episode 8 would end off, but my dream scenario is Sachi sort of ending off the episode by barging in saying stop the wedding. I don't know if there's enough content to hold the episode out long enough until we get to that point. Probably not, I'm gonna say, but that would be cool. But either way, that's not like a heartbreaker, or it doesn't break any love that I'd have for the episode in general. Just saying, that would be a crazy place to stop the episode, and likewise stop the wedding. So yeah, this is really cool. I don't know, is that the ceremony, all the chairs or benches are behind them? This might be something else entirely, actually, I don't remember. And then obviously we have Hiro right here at the ending. This is going to be an absolutely killer episode, because back when I read this for the first time, something did get me thinking oh my, so it looks like Nagi and Erika are getting married and everybody's treating it like it's true. So I'm like, interesting. And something that comes after this area, well, also after Nagi, pulls Sachi out of the altar to sort of scold her, I guess. I'm very excited to see what comes after that, because there's going to be a couple of photos and scenes right after that, which is I'm so excited to see. So all 4 girls are going to get their sort of moment with Nagi captured in a photo, so they're all going to be featured in the pamphlet to some degree, actually. So they're all going to have some sort of holding each other photograph. They're gonna have some sort of sitting together, being together in general photograph. There's an interesting one right at the ending there where Sachi will actually go on ahead and kiss Nagi. She will actually do that right in front of everybody else. And yeah, guys, that is actually going to be really dramatic and insane, especially for Hiro Segawa here. So because we do see Sachi kissing Nagi on purpose, let's just say wink wink, we do know something that will happen in the future regarding another girl. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy, and if you did, just consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, tell me what you thought. Are you excited for episode 8, and where are you currently while watching season 2 of A Couple of Cuckoos? And with all that in mind, I will most certainly hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay fresh.